take a seat and get comfortable on the coaching couch.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Coaching Couch with Yvonne, Lorraine, and with Sharon Taylor.
Hey,
Welcome, Sharon.
hi, Yvonne. It's Sharon Taylor, founder and CEO of the Business Vision and Development Center and your business strategist.
Woo woo. Yes, I'm so glad to have you, Sharon. Always happy to have you here on the Coaching Couch. And today, Sharon, we are going to be talking about emotions. Not just talk about our emotions, we're going to talk about the importance of managing our emotions. So, have you ever found yourself in a space where your emotions have just been all over the place?
Well, Yvonne, and I'm moving around because I got some glare somewhere, but I have because I've called you to walk me back from off the ledge. I'm not going to get into specifics, but more times than not, I have let my emotions just run off and take over. So I'm glad to be on the couch to listen to this today.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Sharon. So, one of the things we want to talk about, because emotions do play a very important role in our lives. Like there is a purpose for emotions. So, I don't want to give the impression that we should not be emotional, about anything at any time. However, I will say what we do want to do is learn to manage the emotions. And I'm going to speak especially for women because, we have kind of owned God made us emotional. We're just emotional beings. We kind of use it as a crutch. And it's like,
Well, what do you
yeah,
expect from me? I'm a woman, I'm emotional.
right. So there may be some truth to that. I'm not going to say it's not.
Okay.
However, in order for us to live that balanced life and most likely to be at peace in dealing with situations, we do have to learn how to manage those emotions. And in doing that, that means when things happen, we just don't allow ourselves to just go off, um, and just allow ourselves to say anything we want, to act any kind of way we want. Sometimes we may have to do things like, if anything, run to the bathroom and shut the door and allow yourself to be in a quiet space and do some deep breathing or something, just to allow yourself to be able to get your emotions back intact and be able to do that before you respond. Because once you already go there, a lot of times it's kind of hard to come back.
Yvonne, it's so true for me, especially, and a lot of times I thank God because when I get into an emotional flux, first thing, whoever is the ire of my wrath, I pick up that phone. I'm dialing that number. Oh, they gonna get it now. And thankfully, God will not have them answer. And thankfully, by the time they call me back, I will have talked to you, had a nap, relaxed, and did my breathing exercises. But I know that I can feel it. My ears get hot, and my heart is beating fast, and I know the triggers. I know what's going to take me there, and I need to learn to say, you know what? It's not going to control me today. And
Right.
then at the end, it's always, now, had I lost my mind on this person, would I have gotten the result that I was looking for? And the answer is always no.
It's going to always be no, Shannon. And really, again, managing our emotions is more for us,
Yes.
to allow us to keep the peace within. One of the areas that I think is very dangerous for us to operate out of our emotions is when we are very emotional, trying to make lifelong decisions. And that can be a lifelong decision or a decision dealing with our business. So I think it's very important to make sure that we are not emotional decision makers. Okay.
And I understand exactly what you're saying, because like in a relationship and you get mad at your partner and the first thing you yelling is, I want a divorce, I want you out of here. And then you think about it, that's not what you want at all. But those words have come out.
Yeah.
And the other person is the recipient of it. And they're emotional now too. And it's
just right.
And sometimes I'm sorry I didn't mean it, ain't gonna cut it.
That's so true, Sharon, because a lot of people they believe that if it came out, it was on your heart to be said, no matter when it came or how it came.
Yes.
You have thought about it.
Yes. And so, unless I'm really willing to cut that cord, then I am more cognizant of how I react to situations, because typically my reaction is way more than what the situation needs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think a lot of it happens even to those who are closest to us, whether it's an intimate relationship or friendship. You know, it could be somebody on your job, somebody working for you in your business. Emotions, and depending on what your role is, you know, because I myself have worked for emotional supervisors. And people who supervise you out of their emotions is a very dangerous place to be, because when that's happening, then it becomes more manipulation. Yes. As well. You know, so you have to be careful with that, because we don't want to be under that type of situation, and you don't want to be the giver of those type of situations either.
You got that right. And I am an emotional person. And I'm not saying that's a negative, but I need to know how to manage it. And fortunately, I have a partner that knows when I'm getting a little worked up. And he'll say, okay, let's try and bring the temperature down a little bit and have a conversation or a discussion, because he's not that emotional person. So there's a balance. Because once I start screaming and yelling, he doesn't hear what I'm saying anyway. And then at the end of it, I don't even know what I've said. There have been times, Yvonne, I have yelled and screamed and did whatever, and I'm like, whew, I'm released, but I don't even know what went on. It was like a blackout.
You know, Sharon, I'm glad you mentioned it like that, because I have heard from men that the emotional side of us definitely is a turn off, and they definitely put a deaf ear to us when that happens. So if communicating to a spouse, a loved one, you know, whoever it is, you may want to take note to when you're emotional, how it's being received. Because if you are looking for a result, you're not going to get that result. No. For real. You might not get any type of response, to be honest, but it's always, you know, as we always say here, it's always coming back to us. We cannot change other people. Like you mentioned, Sharon, everybody is not on the same emotional wave. Some people are, and there are some women who are less emotional than others, you know, so it goes both ways. So we have to learn to manage it either way. We need to make sure that we are managing our own emotions so that we can get the results that we're looking for.
Thank you for that, Yvonne.
You're so welcome, Sharon. As always, it's always a pleasure to be here on the coaching couch with you and our listeners. And my hope is that something shared today was helpful. Again, if you find yourself having a hard time working through your emotions, you might be extremely emotional, don't understand why, whatever the case might be. I am Yvonne Lorraine, your life coach with Innovative Visions. You can find me at the BVDC as well. And Sharon, please share with them how else they can get in touch with us.
You can email us info@thebvdcenter.org. We also like for you to go to our YouTube channel, the Business Vision and Development Center. Like, share, and subscribe. And we want you to join us on the coaching couch. In 2023, we're going to be sending out personal invitations to you. You're going to have to RSVP and you're going to have to show up. So thank you again, Yvonne. I've had my session for today, and I'm going to manage my emotions.
We all going to manage our emotions better. Thank you, Sharon. Bye, everybody.
Like, share, and subscribe.